Today we will talk about the concept of globalization. Basically, it is the diverse topic and it is the subject of global business management. How we manage the business in the global environment. First of all, we used to talk about the domestic environment. And now we're going to talk about global environment. That now we are going to operate beyond the national boundaries. Let us suppose that we are in a country, Pakistan. Suppose there is India. And so on. Whenever we were operating in the country Pakistan, that means we were doing the domestic business. But now we are eliminating the physical barriers and operate within other countries as well, India and Bangladesh. So this is basically the globalization. It refers to the shift or integrated an interdependent world. Like that, it refers to the shift towards the more integrated, complete, and interdependent that we depends on others. To the shift towards the more integrated and the interdependent world. Economy. Well, we will talk about economy. First of all, the world was not that integrated. It was not complete. The environment was not complete, nor as complicated, nor as diverse. And secondly, it was not interdependent. Integrated means that the system is now more complete. But what does interdependency means? Now we talk about the concept of interdependence. First of all, like in earlier ways, people were more focused towards manufacturing themselves. But now the work is outsourced. If we manufacture a Toyota car, let us suppose the take of example Apple. Apple screens are manufactured by Samsung in China. In a similar way, the boards, the processor boards or the processor chips are manufactured in California. And then these all the components of the Apple product, Apple iPhones, are then assembled again in China. So basically 2 or 3 countries are involved that are interdependent on each other. If we talk about the product interdependency, basically not every country is capable to produce the products within the country. Like if we talk about the salt is not available worldwide and Pakistan has abundant salt. In a similar way, if we talk about oils are basically present in the Arab countries, in the America, and it is not that much in the Asian countries, but it is in a vast quantity within the Arab countries. So the Arab countries supply the crude oil to the crude oil and as well as the pure oil to the different countries and gets revenue from that product. So basically what globalization is. Now we're gonna explain this concept. What is globalization? There are exports and there are imports. Not every country can produce what they want to consume. If we talk about the car manufacturing, it is mostly done by Japan. Even the higher brands like IKEA, Toyota, Suzuki, they are mostly manufactured in Japan. In a similar way, if we talk about the electronic industries, it is also done in Japan. And jet engines, not Pakistan is capable earlier to produce a jet engine, but now they are manufacturing jet engines GF-17 Thunder within Pakistan with the help of China. Similarly, India also need jet engines, so they're getting from they just recently bought Rafale. So basically, they cannot produce what they want to consume. Mostly the defense system, Pakistani F-16s are imported from America. So all these things, all the countries are not capable to produce everything what they want to consume. So they import what they cannot manufacture and they export what they manufacture in excess. So basically this is how world economy moves around. Now we'll further explain this concept of globalization. We need globalization. What is the ultimate need for the globalization? Historically distant and the separate national markets are merging. So how the globalization is carrying out? The distant market are now merging. How they are bringing closer. It is no longer makes sense to talk about the German markets and the American markets or the Pakistani markets. Now all the markets, they are now become a one market which is known as global markets. So basically this is global markets. Now how can globalization be boosted? How can they can be increased? Through the removing barriers. Allows the other country to carry out the business frequently without any barriers. What kind of barriers there can be? There can be political barriers, there can be tax or the tariff barriers, or there can be any other barrier. So even due to the concept of e-commerce or due to the concept of internet, the products are now converging. The taste, like earlier, every people have different culture, but now people's are the taste and the preference is converging. So basically, on that taste and that preference, we can synthesize one kind of product. Still, there are some sort of customization, some sort of the needs that every consumers have distinct needs and different needs. But still, with the passage of time, that taste and the preference is converging. So we can make one product even for the whole world. Still, there are some exceptions, but mostly the products and the taste is converging. Now, due to this converging concepts, the firms nowadays are supplying the same product worldwide. If we talk about the Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola is same, though there are different versions. There are like if we talk about Pepsi, Coke Diet, even and the normal Coke and a few of the different versions of Coke. But Coca-Cola is similar product worldwide. talk about what is the globalization of production. Nowadays, firms, goods, and services from different locations around the globe to capitalize one national difference in the cost and the quality of the factor of production. Basically, what this is that nowadays the factor of productions, as the factor of productions of basically labor, capital, entrepreneur, and land. So what they do is that now, due to the era of internet and the e-commerce, every manufacturer try to access to the labors that are cheap. Cheap doesn't mean bad quality. Cheap means low price. They access for the capital, which is low priced. They access for the entrepreneur and land. Land can also contain raw materials basically, which is lower price. So they always they not only look for the low price, they also look for the quality, because they have to sell this product. And nowadays there are a wide range of the sellers in the market, so you have to compete with the quality as well. So basically, what is the globalization of production? Globalization of the production means that the factors of production like labor, capital, entrepreneur, and the land and raw material, they all are accessed from a country from which they get high quality and low price. If we talk about the labor, why the economy of the China is so boosting, the reason beyond that is the labors are cheap, excess quality. And secondly, why company do so? Same is the reason, they always look for the low price. That's the reason they do globalization of production. They want low price, they want high quality, and they want to improve the quality of the functionality. Basically, if there will be high quality, the functionality will be alright, will be better, which will be much improved. Globalization of service. Even the products which are produced, was also globalized, but now service is also globalized. How become services globalized? Let us suppose that Americans, that is the most commonly example, American, they are not good enough in accounting. There can be several reasons that they are not good enough in accounting. They may be high paid, or they may be less efficient. These things means, so they outsourced their accountancy work in India. There can be several reasons that why they are providing their consultancy service through India, why they're getting that. The reason is that maybe the Indian accountants have better quality, maybe they charge low price. So these are the reasons we carry out the globalization of service. Same, even the radiology reports are mostly written by the Indian radiologist from worldwide. They may become the famous within that, they may become the expert, or they may become charge less price. So that is the reason we also have to look for the globalization of service.